Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video tutorial. This time I'll show you how to implement a horizontally moving platform. These moving platforms are present in almost any platform game like Mario, Mega Man and many others. So let's begin. Okay, I'll begin with a blank project as usual. So, for this tutorial I'm going to need two sprites. I'll start creating a sprite for the moving platform. Just edit sprite, file, new, 64 by 32. Now double click and let's paint this platform with red, and there you have it. This is our moving platform. Let's name this sprite SPR moving platform. And now this is very important. Pay attention to this. I am going to modify the collision mask. Let's zoom in and let's choose manual, and as you can see now I can manually adjust the collision mask. I'm going to set the collision mask to the upper side of the sprite. This will allow me to detect the collision when the player is above. So this is the sprite for the moving platform. Now I'm going to create another sprite for our player, SPR player, and you can create another box sprite just I did with the moving platform, but in order to make it look a little bit better I'm going to just load some of my sprites. You can use wherever sprite you want, wherever animation is just it doesn't really matter. It's only for it's just to make the tutorial and the example a little bit more aesthetically appealing, but this obviously has nothing to do with the tutorial. So I'm going to use this animation. You can use any other animation or just a box like I did with the moving platform. That's up to you, but as I said, this is not really important. Okay, but what is important is the following thing. We are going to modify the mask, the collision mask, once again, but now pay attention to this. I'm going to zoom in. I want manual, remember, set to manual. I want the collision mask in this part of the character. This is important because with this collision mask I'm going to detect all the player terrain collisions. So I want, basically you want to extend the collision mask to cover only the feet. So more or less that's how it should be. And okay, and now I'm going to center. As you can see with the mouse, you can center the origin, but I'm going to place the origin in the feet, just in the center of the collision mask. If you remember, we set the collision mask in the feet, and we want the origin of the sprite to be in the center of this collision mask. So there you can see it. Okay, so we have the sprite for the moving platform and the sprite for our player. So we have all the assets we need for this tutorial. So let's start creating the objects now. Okay, let's add a create event, and now I'm going to create a few variables here. First, I'm going to create a variable angle, and let's initialize this variable with 0. Now another one, angle increment equal to RADIAN, and finally angle multiplier equal to 1. Now you may ask, what is this RADIAN? In GameMaker Studio we have the cos function, and as you can read here, the angle in radians to return the cosine of. And we are going to use this function cosine, but we need to specify the angle in radians. So in order to do that, I have to create a constant, just radian, and the value is this. Well, you can copy paste this, or you can take it from Wikipedia or any other math site, but I'm going to add this number in the description of this video, so you can just copy and paste. And I'm not going to explain in detail all the theory behind angles in degrees and radians, because it's absolutely beyond the scope of this video, but it's just basic math, and you can search if you don't know how this radian works, but it's just basic math, and you'll see now that it's plain easy, really it's really easy. Okay, okay, now we have our create event with these 3 lines of code: angle increment and angle multiplier. Okay, now I'm going to add a step event. Let's create a step event, and inside of this step event I'm going to increment the angle variable with the angle increment variable. Just be sure that you are naming the angle variable with the first letter in uppercase: angle increment, and angle multiplier. So in the step event we need this line of code: angle plus equal angle increment. And after that I'm going to start to move the platform with the following line of code: x plus equal cosine angle multiplied by angle multiplier. This is a single line of code, but it's very powerful because a lot of things are happening inside this single line of code, and I'm going to explain you all of this in a few minutes. But basically the step event only needs these 2 lines of code. With only these 2 lines of code, we are going to move the platform horizontally. Okay, now let's assign the sprite we created, the SPR moving platform, and let's call this object moving platform. Platform, the first letter of platform must be uppercase. Why? Because I like it that way, just that. Obj moving platform. Okay, now I want to see how this platform is moving, so I am going to create a ROM here. Let's set the speed to 60 frames per second, and let's place a moving platform, and we'll see if it moves or not. So let's run the game. Okay, there you have the moving platform. As you can see, it moves from one side to the other. The swap between direction is really smooth, and that's what I wanted. And as you can see here, the code is stupidly simple, just 2 lines of code. I'm moving a platform from one side to the other with just 2 lines of code in the step event, and with just 3 variables in the create event. With only this, I already have my moving platform. So this is what I always try to achieve, an efficient approach. And okay, now we already have our moving platform, but in order to make things interesting, I need to create the player object, and I must implement all the code in order to create the interactivity between the player and the moving platform. So now I'm going to create the player object. Okay, let's begin. I'm going to name this object player, and I'm going to assign the sprite I created for the player. And now I'm going to add a create event, and here I'm going to do the following. Okay, I'll set the speed for this object. Let's set a speed of 5, and the direction is going to be 270 degrees. What does this mean? This means that the player is going to be falling in free fall. Basically, I'm trying to emulate the gravity force, so the player will be constantly falling until it collides against a moving platform. But that's coming in just a few minutes. Okay, so basically in this create event I only need to set the speed and the direction. That's all. Okay, Now I'm going to create a few a few key events. I want to be able to move the player left or right. So in order to do that, I'm going to add a keyboard left event, and inside of this event I'm going to do the following. If I press left, x minus equal 1, and I'm going to flip the animation with the image x scale, and I have to set this to -1, and I'm going to copy and paste these two lines, and now I'm going to add a keyboard right event and just copy and paste these two lines, and now I'm going to increase plus equal 1 and image x scale equal to 1. Here with this line of code I am flipping horizontally the sprite, so when you walk to the right I use the sprite as it is, but when I walk to the left I flip horizontally the animation. Okay, well, we have these three events, but now I have to create the most important event. I have to create the event where I code the interaction between the moving platform and the object. So let's add a collision object moving platform event. In this event I'm going to write only one line of code, but again a very powerful line of code. I'm going to increase x plus equal, and I'm going to compute the cosine of the other instance angle, and I'm going to multiply it by the other instance angle multiplier. So basically, when the player collides against a moving platform, I'm moving the player using the same increment used for the moving platform. As you can see here, this other is a reference to the object that collided against the player. So I'm taking the angle and the angle multiplier variable from the moving platform. This other object is the moving platform. So just one line of code, and now the object player is already done, but in the object moving platform now I need to add a collision object player event, and inside this event I'm just going to write this line of code, other y equal to y. What I'm doing here is just telling the player to stay in the same vertical position of the moving platform. So when the platform collides against the player, it will set the player's y, this other means the player, and as you can see I'm setting the y value of the player with the Y value of the moving platform. So this way the player will stay lying above the moving platform. Okay, now let's see if this works. In order to do that, remember, we have to place the object in the room, and let's see if this works. Okay, there you can see it. The moving platform is moving, and the player is moving as well as expected. Now I'm going to press the right key, and as you can see, I can move the player. Probably I have to adjust the collision mask in the player, because as you can see, the moving platform is overlapping a little bit in the upper part, but it's just a minor detail, nothing really important. What is important is that, well, as you can see, it's working. The player is moving together with the moving platform. And now I'm going to walk, and let's fall, and yes, the player falls. Okay, well, in order to make things a little bit more interesting, I'm going to add another platform here, and another here, and another here, and I'm going to raise the player, and let's run the game. Okay, as you can see, we have now 4 moving platforms, and the collision is working as expected. But I don't like the 4. I don't want 4 platforms moving the same way at the same time. So in order to add some variation in the movement of these platforms, I am going to tweak the code a little bit, and I'm going to show you. If you remember, in the create event of the moving platform, I set the angle to 0. This means that the moving platform, it will start moving to the right. But if I set this angle to 180 degrees, the platform will start from the right to the left, and that's what I'm going to do here. If I right click on a moving platform, and if I go to the creation code, and if I set the angle to 180 degrees, now the platform should move the other way, and there you can see it. Instead of moving from right to left, it's moving from left to right, or the other way around. It's just what really matters is that you, in order to achieve this variation, you need to initialize the angle with different values. This one is with 0. The angle in this platform is 0 by default. The angle in this platform is 180 because I set it here in the creation code. I'll let this platform with the default value of 0 for the angle variable, and I'm going to modify the angle in in this platform with the creation code again. So now I have two platforms moving to one side and the other two to the other side, and there you can see it. And as you can see, it doesn't matter how the platform is moving, the code it works the same. Okay. Okay, so basically that is what this tutorial was about. I wanted to show you an efficient way to implement moving platforms mostly for platform games. And before I conclude this tutorial, I wanted to show you another variation you can add to the platforms, and this is with the angle multiplier. With this variable we control the horizontal range of movement. For example, in the second platform I'm going to increment the angle multiplier to 2, and now you see that this platform is going to move in a wider range and faster. As you can see it, the second platform is now moving faster. And it moves the player faster as well. Okay, basically that's all what I wanted to show you. I hope you find this video useful, and I will probably create a new video tutorial showing you how to implement vertical moving platforms. That's a little bit different, but with this approach it's not that different. But okay, anyways, that's belong to other video tutorial. So okay, I hope you find this video useful, and as usual I hope to see you in my upcoming video tutorials. Bye.